Hello, I'm urnotjustin, and I bought every single skin in Valorant, and over the years there has been a lot of collections that have come out, and for a big majority of them, I have put polls out for you, the viewer, to vote on whether or not they were good or if they were bad. And in this video, we're going to go through every collection that has come out since 2021, and we're going to see how much they held up compared to how you guys voted on them. This is going to be a two-part series, so definitely leave a like, and let's start the video all the way back from the beginning. Okay, we have a lot of collections to get through, so we're going to start this one off straight away with the first ever poll I ever did for a skin collection on Valorant, and that is the Infantry Collection. So at the time of this collection coming out, I was saying, would you buy or would you save on this collection? And it didn't really translate so well to the viewers, but out of 32,000 votes, people voted that they would rather save on this collection. 86% of the votes were to save. And I think now, after so much time has passed with this collection, that sentiment remains to be untrue. I think if we redid this vote, people would see that this collection is really great. The whole bundle itself was 2,930 VP. Individually, it's even cheaper than that. It has this awesome M1 Garen that makes this awesome pinging sound. And it gave us one of the best operators in the entire game, the super sleek, old school, realistic infantry operator skin. 86% of people may have saved on this, but I think today this is an absolute cop. Up next is the Magepunk Collection. The Magepunk Collection came out on April 1st, 2021, and it came in at 8,700 VP, which was a complete mistake on Valorant's part. And I actually bought this whole collection for that price, when it was really supposed to be 7,100 VP. And out of 31,000 votes, 80% of the people who voted on buying or saving the Magepunk Collection voted that they would not want to get this collection, which is very staggering to say the least. And for the time, I definitely agreed with it when it came out. At the time, it gave us our second Marshall skin with a finisher, so that was pretty cool. But other than that, between the botched launch and just the actual variety of weapons with this not being so great, and the knife being honestly kind of ugly, I think that this collection is a little bit unfortunate. As of today, after all the dust has settled with the Magepunk Collection, I do think that it does stand the test of time, and the things that have made this collection become even better is that the second Magepunk Collection came out. It gave us more Magepunk skins, making having this collection seem a little bit more justified, because you could almost have an entire Magepunk collection, which is really cool. Was the vote wrong or right for this one? I think it was pretty correct, and I still today think it's even kind of correct, but this collection definitely has grown on me a lot more, because I used to dislike this collection, and now I can honestly say that I really do enjoy using it. The Magepunk 2 is, in my opinion, far better, but this one is still really great too, especially if you have the Magepunk 2 collection as well. Up next, we have the Sylvanas Collection. The Sylvanas Collection came out on April 14th, 2021, and out of 21,000 votes, 93% of people said that they did not like this skin. And I really do believe that this skin collection is one of the most unfortunate skin collections that has ever come out into the game ever, not just because it might not be as good as the other skins, but because of the sheer situation for it. The price was really not that bad. This entire collection came in at 4,270 Valorant points, and a lot of people will tell you that this is just a green screen skin, but it's not. Sylvanas has a still moving picture in the background of it, and it is not static with your movement. And this collection was one of the first collections that came out to sort of go against the grain of finishers and detail and variants and sound effects and all of that good stuff that we have known to love about the skins on this game in general. And if I can add in one personal note about this collection, it's that every time I've ever attempted to use this for a video or just in my personal time playing Valorant, I have went 1 in like 20 every single time without fail. So I do personally believe that this skin collection is just cursed to be bad and to not be used by people for whatever reason that may be. Rest in peace, sweet prince. Up next, we're doing the Forsaken Collection. Forsaken Collection came out on April 27th, 2021, and out of 16,000 votes, 66% of them said that they would save on this collection, and I think that that is an absolute travesty, because this collection is one of the coolest collections, in my opinion, that has ever come out. It will always have a special place in my heart. The Forsaken Collection is unofficially the Sovereign 2 collection. And what made Forsaken special is the fact that when it first came out, it was the first skin of its kind to have 2 finishers. The at the time new Forsaken finisher, and of course the Sovereign finisher for the Sovereign variant, which was pretty groundbreaking in my opinion for the time that it came out at. Alas, this collection did not do well and was not received well at the time that it came out, and that's simply because it looks too much like the Reaver. It sounds too much like the Reaver. At the time, since Reaver was so popular and Reaver was one of the only truly S-tier skins, this came out and it made people really upset because it was essentially a younger brother of the Reaver, and I think that that's very unfortunate, and it gave this skin collection a very bad rep. This collection came in at 7100 VP, and I think that when this collection first came out, the vote that happened with this today would be completely wrong. There's a lot to admire about this collection, and although it's not Reaver, it's a really great standalone collection that we all know as the Forsaken. Up next, we are doing a very unfortunate collection, and that is the Tethered Realms Collection. The Tethered Realms Collection came out on May 26, 2021 at 7100 VP. That sentiment alone is exactly why this collection was completely trashed upon. People hated it. At this point, I changed the votes to be good or bad so that way people could understand them better, and out of 9,000, 75% of the people agreed that this collection was bad. The obvious factor in this is the price. Another obvious factor for this collection is that it's a green screen collection, but it's one of the first of its kinds because it changes colors. Duh. The Tethered Realms Collection is a continuation that brings Sovereign and the Forsaken together, tied into one collection. The literal model for the guns themselves is the Forsaken model, and in the case of the Ghost, it's the Sovereign model. And with that in mind, I think that this collection ultimately failed due to the fact that they could not find a balance of Sovereign and Forsaken together. They simply just made a green screen skin out of the same assets that were both used in the Sovereign and Forsaken, gave it a very high price tag, and that was really it. As well with the melee, it includes the Forsaken dagger, but it also includes just some random kind of out of context sword. It's questionable to say the least. And the technical reason for the sword being the way that it is in this collection is simply because if people had bought the Sovereign collection and got the Sovereign sword, it would be completely invalidated when the Tethered Realms came out if you also got the Sovereign sword for having it. It would essentially be a better version of the Sovereign sword that was already in the game, making this collection not so great. While I do really love this collection a lot and think it's pretty neat for what it is, did the vote hold up today? Unfortunately, absolutely yes. Now we're doing the Origin Collection. The Origin Collection came out on June 9th, 2021, and out of 9,000 votes, 19% of them voted that this skin collection was bad, and the other 81% voted that this skin collection was good. And I completely agree. The Origin Collection was special in its own right because it gave us our very first animation in a game that you could just eternally hold forever. And here's another fun fact for you guys. Actually, just recently for patch 5.0, they changed it so that way the brandishing animation was quieter, whereas before it was really loud when you were brandishing it, making it kind of distracting. This collection has some really sweet variants. It has an awesome finisher. The weapons for it are just right. The melee is just insane for this. It's a protractor. And really, the only complaint that I see about this is about the way that this collection sounds. People don't like how this sounds because it has a little bit too much treble and it gives more of a clapping soda can type sound that kind of hurts the ears for most people. Let's take a listen. Interestingly enough as well, the sounds for the Origin Collection are different across all of the weapons, because now let's listen to the Frenzy. This is the most bizarre sounding weapon in the entire game. You can mark my words on that. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? Origin is a really great collection, and I think that today, after the time has passed and we've had the original vote, I think that the vote still holds up today as correct. This collection's really cool. It has great variants. It has new animations that were brought into the game at the time, and I think that our vote got it just right, especially at the ripe old price of 7,100 VP. Now we're on to the Sentinels of Light. Sentinels of Light came out on July 21st, 2021. We're almost at the year anniversary of that. And out of 15,000 votes, 72% of the voters concluded that this collection was good. And I completely agree with that. This collection is really great. It kind of consists of diamonds the way that Prime does, but in a much better and more distinguished way. Prime will always be Prime, and this is a really great alternative to you for a slightly higher price of 8,700 VP. I've seen people complain about the muzzle flash that comes from this when firing. citing that it's a little bit distracting. I've personally never had an issue with that. The sheriff is one of the best sheriffs that's in the entire game. The melee is a bit weird. It's a little bit out there. It also kind of clips through your arm when you brandish it. Ultimately still pretty cool though. And I think that the 15,000 people with 72% of them voting this was a good collection, I think that they were right then and that they are also right now. Up next is a really fun one that I'm excited for, and that is the Recon Collection. The Recon Collection is the very first collection that made me actually shed a tear of joy and happiness. I speak for everybody when I say that the entire community was absolutely elated for this collection to come out. They were so excited and so happy because we finally got a butterfly knife. We had been waiting so long for it, and I think that this butterfly knife was the absolute best way that they could have started. Obviously, now we have the RGX 2.0 butterfly knife, which we will get to. You can't build upon something without a base, and this is exactly what this is. The Recon Collection is totally special, and it came out on September 25th, 2021, coming in at only 7,100 VP, and out of 26,000 votes, 77% of them agreed that it was good, and there is just something wrong with the other 23% who voted that this was bad, because even today, this collection is just absolutely top tier. It gave us the butterfly knife, it included new assets that make random parts come on this weapon when you buy it. This has really wonderful variants. It has a kill banner. This literally has everything. Of course, except for the downsides of this, it excludes a finisher. When this collection first came out, I heavily considered upgrading all of it to the max upgrade with variants just because I liked it that much. Although they're missing a finisher, I almost think that that kind of plays to the strength of this collection because it's supposed to be more realistic. As well, get a look at that custom brandish animation. We had this vote 10 months ago, and if it was good or bad, you guys voted that it was good. 10 months later, this collection is still very, very good. Up next, we have another personal favorite of mine, and that is the Z Spectrum Collection. The Spectrum Collection came out on September 9th, 2021, and this collection came in at a whopping $100, or around 10,000 VP. Truly saying that out loud makes it sound ridiculous, but when you see this collection in-game, you can understand why it is that way. This collection is one of my most favorite collections in the whole game. If you guys watch my videos or watch my theme collection videos, you will see that I always equip it because it's just so versatile and so good. Fun fact for you, the music sounds completely different for every single weapon that you brandish. See, different with every single one. 21,000 of you voted and 70% of you said that this collection was good. That vote, in my opinion, holds up today. I love this collection. The vote holds up today. On to the next one. Up next is Valorant Go Volume 2. On September 22nd, 2021, Valorant Go Volume 2 released for 8,885 Valorant points. These skins are just green screen skins. There's nothing special about them. There's no upgrades. With these collections, what you're truthfully paying for is sprays, buddies, and player cards. And the Eurochrome if you want. Out of 23,000 votes, the results were pretty polarizing because 51% of them said that they were good, and the other 49% said that they were bad. It's a very close vote, and it's almost 50-50. The majority said that this collection was good. As I said before, this collection really boils down to the gun buddies being really cool. I truthfully think that there's not much to behold with this skin collection. 9 months ago, we voted on this. Were the votes correct? I don't know. I think in essence, they were correct in a sense of, I don't know if this collection is really good or bad or not. The votes themselves lean towards this being a good collection, but I think ultimately this leans towards being a bad collection. And when we use words like good or bad, it's just saying yes or no. It's not to say that this collection is bad and that it wasn't designed well, because this is designed and executed very well. People worked very hard on this, and it is really cool for what it is, but we're speaking as a community when we say there are skins that are cool and skins that are not so cool. And I'm afraid that this one just isn't one of the coolest ones. We are now going to be doing the first RGX collection. RGX came out on October 10th, 2021 at 8700 VP. This collection was pretty cool when it first came out, and surprisingly enough, I wish that the poll could demonstrate this to you, but right now, as it stands after 8 months, the poll is 25,000 votes, with 71% of them being good. But when this first came out, there was probably around 6,000 or 7,000 votes, and the results were bad. People were saying that this collection was bad. And I think it makes sense and holds true to the sentiment that we're about to get at here, is that when this collection first came out, people really didn't understand it, and they thought that this was kind of just like a weird collection. They didn't like that it cost so much Radianite to upgrade it. For the kill counter, that wasn't quite a stat tracker like some of us had hoped it would be. But as time went on, people started to kind of realize that this collection is one of the top tier collections that's in the entire game. It gave us very unique aspects with this katana. Like it or not, the kill counter is unique to this collection, and it is really cool. And it does have all of the aspects of a great skin collection, in my opinion. Lights, sounds, finishers, action. I think this collection was pretty misunderstood when it first came out, and people didn't truly understand exactly how cool this is going to be. The base variant for this is not the best variant by any means, but what makes this collection special is all of the variants for it. The yellow variant is great, the black variant is great, and the red variant is great. And to kind of close this one off, when the RGX first came out, it did cause a lot of lag within the game, and it made this collection be vaulted because it was causing really bad FPS drops for a lot of players, myself included, but they did eventually fix it, and now we have this collection that we all know and love. Did the 25,000 votes from 8 months ago hold up? I really think that it did, and I'm really happy to see that the results of the votes actually reflect how people really felt about this collection, because at first they were all bad, and then it turned into good because people saw that this was a cool collection. And that does it for part 1. Let me know what you guys thought about these skins in the comment section down below. I'm currently on vacation right now, so I apologize if the editing wasn't all the way there. I could have done a way better job in my opinion, but that doesn't matter because we still got our point across just fine. Stay tuned for part 2. As always, I'm Justin, and you're not. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and click the bell for notifications so you don't miss a video ever, even if I just reviewed like 13 different skins. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.